Now, I am pleased to introduce you to CSU's 16th president, Amy Parsons.
Good evening. Wow, thank you, Melissa. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for being with us tonight. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you also to Emily and Robert and to all of our amazing ambassadors. I get the privilege of working with these great students all year long. The example that they set, the work they do for the university is truly priceless. It's an honor to share the stage with these amazing students tonight. They are living testaments to why we all love and support Colorado State University. And Derek, we're glad you're here. While Horsetooth Reservoir is a delightful spot, I'm so glad that you found permanent housing. Thank you to you and your team and everyone here tonight that made this event happen, including our wait staff and the whole staff at the Laurie Student Center. Thank you. And now, yes, let's give the wait staff a round of applause. And now a big thank you to all of you for being here tonight. I tell people all the time that I have the best job in the world, and this is why. When I'm walking around campus and I'm talking to students and faculty, I'm talking to friends and alumni, I feel deeply the momentum that is happening at Colorado State University right now. I feel that rush of energy and excitement and the realization that the work that we do here really matters, and we're picking up steam in doing it. There were so many moments when I individually and personally, as a student at Colorado State University myself, felt that inspiration and excitement and that growth. And now I get the chance to feel it collectively and on a large scale across the university every day that I'm here. It's such a privilege to be here in a room full of people who don't just understand that, but who live it and take our land-grant mission of excellence and access and success to heart and take it out into our communities and our country and our world. Student success is at the heart of everything that we do at CSU. And we're seeing what happens when we center student success in what we do here. For example, and there are so many examples, but I'll list a few. The College of Agriculture just welcomed its largest ever class of students, intent on bringing students in who want to solve local to global problems. I see a lot of our partners here tonight in agriculture. I see Paul Andrews over here with the National Western Stock Show. Thank you, Paul. We're again rated as one of the most sustainable universities in the world. And that's in our operations, that's in our curriculum, in our research, in our coursework. We're creating programs that are in demand for students coming into the university and in demand in industry, so we are feeding the workforce. In engineering, our partnership with Marvel Fusion will build on CSU's position as a global leader for high-powered laser and fusion research, and together we're going to be building one of the most powerful lasers in the world right here at CSU. And we continue to invest in interdisciplinary learning involving multiple colleges and projects like the new Glover Building in engineering, preparing students for what's next in the world. And a major expansion and upgrade of our veterinary teaching complex remains a top fundraising priority. The facility will keep our world-renowned program in position as the model of innovation and student-centered excellence in animal and human health. There are dozens of examples like this across the university, from atmospheric science to music, theater, and dance. And I myself am always learning about these extraordinary programs, and I'm always surprised what I find across CSU. I've been in this role for about 9 months now, and I appreciate what a remarkable honor it is to serve as the president of Colorado State University every single day. On an absolutely spectacular day in October, we had the all-university address, the fall picnic, which is a tradition here. It also served as my investiture. One thing that made that day, that collection of moments so special, it was a day that I will never forget, was that I was able to share it with so many people who have been with me and supported me throughout my journey. My dad was there. I had a chance to thank him for sending me to CSU in the first place. My husband Jeff was there. He's here with me tonight. Our daughter's there, who's now a sophomore at CSU, so I get to relive my student experience through her all over again, which is interesting. And I was surrounded by people who provided in that moment such a vibrant and extraordinary look at the community that we have at Colorado State University. During the fall address, I spoke about one of my CSU heroes, Professor Bob Lawrence. I took a freshman seminar with him when I was just 18 years old, a new freshman at CSU, on global military politics, and he became a lifelong mentor and friend to me. Bob, 91 years old, went into hospice that very day of the fall address and passed away just a few days later. His daughters were able to play for him the audio of the fall address, so he was able to listen to it and hear me thank him for the role that he played in my life when I was his student here at CSU. In his obituary, his daughters noted the following: "Our dad hung the moon. In his high school yearbook, the words beneath his picture read, 'Everybody's friend,' and he was. At Kansas State, his nickname was Mouthpiece. It was fitting that he became a professor. Long after he retired from CSU, he continued to hold office hours at his home. Former students would regularly visit, wanting to know what Professor Lawrence thought about current political and world events. I was one of those students, always thinking my whole life, I wonder what Bob Lawrence would think about whatever was going on in the world at that time. And as sad as I am about his passing, I know that his care and his spirit live on here at CSU as a testament to the type of impact that plays out every day across this university between one professor and one student. Bob opened doors for me with joy and with generosity. And it was a privilege in 2010 for my husband and Jeff and I to personally give and endow the Bob Lawrence Gateway to Law School Scholarship Fund here at CSU, which helps to enable students finish their degrees at CSU and go on to be successful in law school, just like I did with Bob Lawrence's help. I never could have imagined when I was an 18-year-old student here at CSU and those first moments with Bob Lawrence that it would set up a string of moments over the course of my life, unexpected and extraordinary with him, that would lead me all the way here, to be here today sharing this story just shortly after his passing. This evening, Emily, Robert, Melissa, and Derek and I have all told you about special moments in our lives that were significant in our journeys. These moments are distinct and they are distinctive, and yet the recurring theme is always the human connection of somebody who helped us and the times that we were able to pay it forward and help others. And looking out in this room, I feel so privileged to know so many of you. And I see people who have shaped this community in so many ways and who have created opportunities for students and for our entire community. You are supporting the physical development of this campus, our equity and inclusion work, supporting first-generation students, student athletes, offering advice and support through the CSU Foundation Board, the Green and Gold Foundation, the Alumni Association. So many of you are serving in important leadership roles across the university right now. You're creating opportunities to explore the arts, including the Gregory Alakar Museum of Arts, and to experience speakers, concerts, events, and cultural activities on campus. And yes, those of you who went to the Goose concert on campus last month, it was spectacular. There's a lot more awesome concerts to come. Perhaps most importantly, you are advocating for the value of the Colorado State University degree. This is an exciting time at CSU. We are focused on excellence and inclusion, on student access, world-class academics and research, competitiveness, engagement and extension throughout all of our rural and urban communities, and in strengthening in our democracy. And given that we are now headed into a presidential election cycle, it could not be more timely that our campus is focused on democracy. With courses, events, voter drives, performances, amazing speakers, all oriented to the idea that a public land-grant university must be a laboratory of democracy, a place that invites and encourages differing opinions, all political persuasions, We want CSU to be the model for how universities can strengthen democracy and prepare young people to respect different views, to work across conflicts, and to solve problems. And I believe that CSU is uniquely positioned to be a leader in this space. I see John Strayer sitting here in the front. The Strayer Center is an essential part of this work. Thank you for what you do. They lead the way in preparing students for public service, and the center is home to our legislative internship program, which just celebrated its 50th anniversary, with more than 12,000 students having gone through the program. Congratulations on that, John. This work is central to our identity as a land-grant institution. The vision when President Abraham Lincoln signed the first Morrill Act of 1862 was to radically democratize education in this country, allowing every person with the necessary talent and drive who wants to achieve a four-year degree the opportunity to do so at an excellent university. Access and opportunity are the hallmarks of Colorado State University and of the evolution of our democracy. And you all didn't actually think that I would miss talking about Lincoln with Chancellor Frank sitting right here in the front row, right? Strengthening our democracy is an opportunity as well as a responsibility, and one that I know that Professor Lawrence would be very proud of. Another Lawrence, Frederick Lawrence, Secretary and CEO of the Phi Beta Kappa Society, quoted Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis, who called America's most important office that of the private citizen. Lawrence went on to list 3 sets of skills needed to perform the duties of a private citizen. They must be able to turn raw information into knowledge, evaluate arguments, and engage in reasoned debate with others. These are skills we are driven to impart at CSU every day with unflagging belief in our students and what they can accomplish. Tonight, we have focused on moments, and I think we all see that moments are not static. They are not meaningful in isolation. Their significance is how they drive us to connect and to create. They give us momentum, and I am moved by the student stories that we have heard tonight. And I am moved every day by our students' energy, by their grit, their creativity, and their amazing goals and ability to overcome their obstacles to achieve their dreams. I'm inspired by you, and I can't wait to work with all of you to achieve incredible things for Colorado State University. Thank you for all that you have done and that you continue to do to champion this important work. You are each drivers of CSU's momentum, and you're shaping this community, which in turn shapes the country and the world. And we are poised to take off like never before if we do it together. We need every person in this room to get there. Let's keep the momentum going. It's a privilege to share all of these moments tonight with you. And now, before we wrap, late breaking news, because I know that there's many of you in the room that, but for this event, would be over at Moby Arena watching basketball, right? I know exactly who you are. And I also know that some of you almost turned that direction instead of this direction coming over here tonight. So I appreciate you all making the decision to be here and not at the basketball game. But I will have you know that the game is over. Rams win 105-77 is the final score. So congratulations to our Rams tonight. Come check us out this season. So thank you all so much for being here tonight, and now I'll turn it back to Emily. Thank you. Go Rams.